if you've noticed, I've changed my recording equipment. I'm hoping that this actually works out a good bit better. I switched from using Bandicam to using OBS, but I'm getting a little bit frustrated because I've been messing around with OBS for a while, and I managed to now twice pretty much delete all of my, or not delete, but not even record the video for the gameplay. So this is my third playthrough of this section, to be quite honest, but it's the first one, hopefully, that I'll be uploading. I suppose this serves as a lesson, though, that you should always test out and make sure what you're using is going to properly record things before you go on and just start a 20-minute video. I also don't know exactly how long I'm wanting to make these. I'm thinking last time I did about a 20-minute video, 24-minute video, and I think that was a bit too long. The time it took me to upload that to YouTube was utterly ridiculous. It took a good 2, maybe 3 hours, and it's just not quite worth it. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to start shooting for about 15-minute videos. So I hope that's a good rounded time. I've seen a lot of other people use that, and I figure that's probably the best way to do it. I don't want to be oversaturating with way too much content in one small video. I want to make sure that, you know, it's broken up into chunks well enough that people aren't having any issues with it. I'm also starting to think of what I want to play after this, and I'm kind of thinking of sticking with emulation RPG sort of style, but I'm not sure what length I want to do with that. I'm also thinking of potentially doing Amnesia, but I've seen a lot of Amnesia videos, and unless there were some great custom stories available, I don't think that would be the way to go for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get this life piece down here, which will take a long time to break through these. Come on. Alright, good. Yeah, I could use all the extra lives that are available. I have far too many a time gotten myself killed on something entirely worthless. So here you get the head enhancement, and really all it allows you to do is break ceiling tiles, and only certain ceiling tiles at that, really. So it's not all around useful by any means. It's got a very limited use, and we'll actually see that in the next stage that I go to. Basically, its usefulness is limited to allowing you to get the upgraded X-Buster, which by all means is very useful, but it kind of makes the helmet enhancement seem kind of worthless. Its only purpose is to aid you in getting other enhancements. Alright, and I'm also thinking I don't really want to stop and fight all these guys. You kind of just, after doing it twice, it's just kind of like, why am I even bothering? I can manage to dash through most of this stuff. And I'm fairly certain that it's pretty easy for people to skip most of the random Reploids that are really weak. Alright. And this guy's really easy to take down if you use his weakness. He takes a lot of damage from it, and he's very easy to evade with his attacks. It's also very easy to hit while he's in his attack mode. Although to hit and dodge is another thing. Alright, so like 2 or 3 more hits and this guy will be gone. This was a very, very fast level, if you couldn't tell. Alright, and there we go. He is down. Ugh. So now we're going to go forward into Flame Mammoth stage, and the first 2 times that I was actually making the video on this, I thought he was Flame Elephant, not Flame Mammoth. But very fortunate for me, you guys don't get to see that, because I screwed up and didn't properly record the footage. I really do hope, though, that this will upload with much better quality. I tried testing it out, and I think it works a bit better, but I'm not certain about it. I changed my emulator as well as my recording equipment, so I think what I've got going on now will be better. Hopefully there isn't any sort of placebo effect for software. Alright, so the upgrade for your Buster is up behind those ceiling tiles, and you have to get just the right jump in order to nick the corner of it. Last time I played it, I managed to get it in like 1 or 2 tries, but this time, not as lucky. Alright, there we go. Awesome. It is fairly easy to fall off there, so you do have to be careful not to entirely screw yourself by jumping all the way, or letting yourself fall off of those. Because if you break the one on the corner, there's no way you can get back up to it, and you basically just have to restart the level. And that is no fun. It feels kind of worthless when everything you've done is kind of just dumped down the drain, because either you forgot to record something, or you made one little mistake and broke a block you weren't supposed to. But enough with the personal rants. The upgraded X-Buster will allow you to do a hell of a lot more damage to bosses, regardless of whether you're just using the actual X-Buster attack, or whether you're using the upgraded form of a boss's attack. I'm hoping to get through Flame Mammoth's level and get on to maybe getting an extra heart tank or sub-tank from some of the other levels around before ending this video. Also, if you change the color of your Mega Man skin, either through going to different ammos or through charging up, the color of the extra man will change. So instead of being the normal blue, it'll change to purple or whatever have you. Most of this stuff, though, is really easy to just kind of skip through la-di-da. I didn't really need to make the videos as long as I have so far. I've just kind of been forgetting how easy it is to skip through most of this stuff. Especially when you have a lot of HP and can absorb a few hits here and there. It makes it way, way easy. Okay, now it's very easy to hit the Flame Mammoth with like 2 or 3 shots of tornado, only using 1 piece of ammo because of how the tornado kind of functions, going forward and back and all that. As well, the staying time that it has means that he can be hit very easily, even if he's jumping all over the place. Especially, actually, if he's jumping all over the place. I'd say because of the area that the tornado covers. Okay, now, his major attacks are, change the direction of the line through his little elephant roar, just jumping all over the place, and if you are on the ground when he hits with a jump, you're gonna be stunned. He'll also throw out oil, which he can light on fire with his little fire attack, and that can do a lot of damage to you, but for the most part, this is a boss that can very easily be beat, again, just using the regular X-Buster. Of course, it's, again, a lot faster if you decide to use the special attack versus him, as opposed to the regular attack. I make a small cut in the video, because I had to deal with a bit of a situation, but I'm hoping to finish off this last boss here, and I'm not going to move directly on to all the other stuff. I think I'll go ahead and go back through the levels and get all the heart tanks and things like that first. Boomer Quanger's level, to me, was always the hardest to deal with. I managed to get through most other levels without too much challenge, but Boomer Quanger's level's always been... Whew. It's not as easy to skip through, I don't think. Although it might be. I can go ahead and try something like that. Looks like this thing definitely not let me skip through it. Alright, there we go. So there also are these sort of guardian things, and if you go through the beam while it's on, they'll trigger and attack you. So you have to be... It's not like it's a high amount of damage, but I'm pretty sure it's really hard to... Okay, yeah, it's really fast. So if you're at a lateral line with it, it's gonna do some damage to you, and it's gonna be hard to dodge. Just gotta get through this stuff. Actually, could I skip over these guys? Or try? Nah, not really. Kind of a bit too big for that. Alright. So, I can't remember Boomer Quanger's weakness. I think I found it the other episode, where I mistakenly thought Sting Chameleon's weakness was the homing missile when it really wasn't. The one thing I really dislike about Boomer Quanger's level is that in order to get the stuff that's in his level, the heart tank and things, you have to have his power. I always found that a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. I suppose it's a worthwhile mechanic for what it is. Oh jeez. I don't know why I'm using this power so early. It's kind of a bad idea, I think. So I think it's somewhere up here, actually. You'll be able to see it. He's got a heart piece just kind of on a ledge that you cannot access. Come on. Managed to get past that. Wonderful. Still gotta get myself hit on pretty much everything. Alright, there it is. So you can see you would need some sort of way to grab that, and there's really not a way to grab that without using Boomer Quanger's special power. Can I get up there without actually having to use... screw it. The platform just makes it quicker. I think I've actually gotten killed once by one of those platforms running into the side. I'm pretty sure it will kill you, and it's a very unfortunate way to die. A stupid way to die if I've ever seen one. Oh, actually I can just skip through that part. Yeah, as a kid, I always had trouble with the part where there's the elevator with the spikes. It was never very fun for me. And I always had problems with Boomer Quanger as a boss in general. He always did a good bit of damage to me, regardless of whether I had the special to use against him. He will chase the hell out of you, so... don't really give him the chance if you can. Ow. So, point made. I always like how their main attack is usually just to run straight into you, not deal damage vicariously or through missiles or anything of the sort, but direct contact, usually. Well, my throat is still a good bit sore, and I think with 3 bosses down, I'll go ahead and end the episode here. For the next episode, I'll probably, on my own, go and get all the extra sub-tanks and things, and just put the locations for all the ones that I found in the description. Alright, well, I hope to see you guys next time, and have fun!